The 916th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 916 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Vitaly Yakimenko, who came through as a big dog. What was that? Octagon?
No,
Octagon,
that was
KSW.
Nope, not that one either.
Brave.
Brave CF.
Brave.
And he knocked out Rogerio Bontorin too. And if you haven't seen the replay of that, definitely go watch it. It's you can even see it on our Twitter, MMA or SGPN MMA. And we got like a fun highlight clip. He tags him and then hits like this really nasty leg sweep to get him down, and then finishes up with hammer fist. It was it was fun as hell.
Yep. That is Danny Gumby. I am Mr. Pimp. Remember, all caps when you spell my name, aka Jeff Fox.
By the way, I listened to that broadcast when Mr. Pimp came up, and they say it out. Well, it's not Mr. Pimp. He's just Pimp, right?
Yes, I changed.
You're a Mr. Pimp. But they don't say pimp. They spell it out like the song PIMP. So he comes in and this is like, and this is PIMP, and I was like, oh shit, that's funny as hell.
Does he come out to Jay-Z?
No, it was fucking really annoying.
Even better. That's fine. I don't like Jay-Z anyway. So how was the weekend for betting? I mean, you hit the one dog. We just dedicated an episode to. How was the rest of the weekend?
We win. I just tallied it not that long ago. We wound up going 9-5 for the weekend with a canceled fight in there. A couple of underdogs in close lines. So we wound up about 2.5 to 3 units. It was like 2.7, I think, to be sure, which gives us, we're a little bit over 37 units up on the year for non UFC MMA. And that's just betting one unit on every single fight, no matter what, and only the money line. So we're not here. We're not one of those people who drop like 30 unit bombs and try to go way up on the week. Instead, this is, if you played conservatively the whole year, you'd still be up like that.
Slow and steady. Gumby's building up the bank account. So it's good to see. We got a big week to build it up even more as well. We got 6 episodes coming for you. We'll give you a little rundown today. As you can see by the title, PFL Europe 3. Tomorrow we got PFL MENA 3. The next day is LFA. Yep. And then 2 UFC.
Which is it's a weird LFA too. We're in Tenerife, Spain.
Right, yeah.
LFA, which is, I don't know what we're doing there.
Yeah. And then the UFC's in Perth. So you got 2 UFC events to cover, or 2 episodes, and then we're going to cover Contender Series. So we've got lots of ways to make money this week. And we should probably dive into it with this PFL Europe event, because you sickos love PFL. You always, PFL's, we get more downloads for PFL than UFC, so that's
crazy.
That is crazy. I remind you, you can watch us, listen to us, get all our picks, get all our props, get all our giveaways, get all the good stuff in your app store if you go and search SGPN app. That was very clumsily way of saying go to your app store, search SGPN. Our app is really good. It's got everything that I said in it, and it's free, which is the best part. So check it out in the App Store. All right. We got PFL Europe, as I said today. PFL Europe 3, Nantes 2025. That's how you say that city name. I Googled it. Nantes. It should be Nantes, you would think, but I think it's just Nantes. Nantes. Anyhow, it's in France, ladies and gentlemen. That's where this event is going down. Is PFL MENA better than PFL Europe at this point, Gumby?
I don't know. Here's my thought process. I think the tippity top of PFL Europe is better than the tippity top of PFL MENA. I think MENA's deeper, though. So I think the bad fighters you see on PFL Europe are worse than the bad fighters you see on MENA. But I think the tippity top of like a couple of the guys we'll talk about today, I think are just better than what you'll see on MENA.
Yeah, that's kind of how I gauged it when I was going through the fight cards as well. So it's a semifinal time in their European tournament. We got lightweights, we got bantamweights today, and then they have some feature fights as well, which we'll be discussing. Also, so it's going down this coming Friday, noon Eastern, so a degenerate special once again. PFL Europe 3. It says it's on DAZN. That's not the case anymore, though, right?
I don't have the slightest idea. I don't have the slightest idea. They've got an app. Sometimes it's on the app. Sometimes it's on YouTube. Sometimes, I mean, I've never had DAZN, so I wouldn't even be able to tell you if it's on DAZN.
No, it is. The DAZN is pretty expensive. And
is it?
Okay, I think it is. I think it's more expensive than more expensive. It's on DAZN in Canada. Well, that's actually the World Tournament. We're not doing that. They have different deals for every different promotion too. Okay, YouTube in Canada, so that's good.
Okay, cool.
So I can get it for free. Let me see for the United States. This is according to the PFL website, which could be incorrect. Probably. And it says to watch it on the app. So you watch
cool.
in the States as well. So PFL app. So you don't have to go through any dodgy means to watch this event or buy DAZN. All right. It used to have the Lazy King in the main event. He was supposed to fight Kevin Jussier, but it says Lazy King, which is easier to say than his real name, is having contract dispute, which is, I think, an ongoing thing with him, you were saying. So, which is a bummer. That would have been a very interesting fight to see what kind of level the guy's on, fighting Kevin Jussier.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I agree.
Well, we already talked about it off air, but yeah, Scummy agrees. All right. But nonetheless, what we're going to soldier on, we're going to cover, there's 10 fights in the card. We're going to cover half of them in full. And then Gummy will give you any of the fancy plays after the fact. If you want to go watch it live, Zenith Nantes Metropole is where it is. And let's break her down, shall we? We've got 5 fights, as I said, that we're going to cover today. The order has been switched around a little bit, but I think we're starting with tournament fight, and it is at 135. So that would be bantamweight. Gustavo Oliveira. He is, you would say, oh, he's Brazilian, but no. At least according to Topology, his flag is not Brazilian. His flag is instead, when my mouse finally works, is Portugal. So that makes sense as well. That checks out. Same language. Baris Adiguzel. He is from France. 3 5-minute rounds, 135. And let's tell you about these men. No odds yet for this, unfortunately, but odds are easy to find for PFL. So you will be able to find it, especially you'll be able to get it for sure at our friends at mybookie.ag. Adiguzel or Adiguzel. He's the problem. Saying his name's the problem. Also, he's 8-1, 6 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. Short notice debut in PFL, stepping right into the semifinal round of the tournament, skipping around. He's won 5 straight, 3 straight via TKO. He's not lost since May 2023. He's a regional champ. He's fought at 145. 0-1 is a pro kickboxer. 3 years Jurgen Oliveira. Oliveira's heart. So heart problem. 11-2. 7 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's never been finished himself. 1-0 in PFL. He's won 3 straight and 5 of 6. His past 3 wins, all via TKO. He's not lost since July 2022. So these guys are both on pretty good runs here. He's fight at 145. 0-1 in pro Muay Thai. 1-1 in pro karate. 3 inches taller than Adiguzel.
So this is a tough one for me to call because on one hand, Adiguzel has like a better recent record and all that kind of stuff, but he is just like freshly coming to PFL, right? Like he's somehow skipped
a couple weeks ago.
Skipped the line in this tournament too, because it was Mario Campazella backed out of the tournament or had to pull out or whatever it is. So like he's coming in here fresh. So I don't know. I'll say maybe this is just winds up being a pick'em then because he's got the better look, but on the other hand, it hasn't been in the tournament. And I'm gonna go with Gustavo Oliveira. If I can get him anywhere south of 150, 160, that's pretty entertaining to me because I think the big piece of why I like Oliveira in this fight is he's just way more technical. It's real clear he comes from a Muay Thai background. You mentioned the Thai fight and stuff like that. He's got way more than just one fight, and obviously that's what's on record and what we can find for it. But it's clear that that's the background he comes from. High hands, lots of use of the leg kicks early. He won his last fight by one of the most brutal spinning elbows I've ever seen. That was nasty. It was real nasty. I liked it a lot. But he's tight and when he lets go of those hooks, they're real mean too. So he can do damage with a random spinning elbow. Just about anybody can. But he can also do damage with the hands otherwise. And Adiguzel is a good striker too. But it's clear that his preference is to brawl. He wants to throw really wide arms. He's kind of open for countering because of how wide he can be and how often he's that wide. He's got really nice knees. I would say maybe that's a worry. But on the other hand, Oliveira doesn't fight a style that is conducive to eating knees, right? He's going to hit from the outside. And if he gets in the clinch, I like him in the clinch better than I like Adiguzel. So I'm not really worried about the knees of Adiguzel, hurting him too. I'd worry more about a wrestler against Baris. So I'm going to go Gustavo Oliveira. I think the more technical striker, equally as deadly, and probably the more likely to land counter strikes.
Okay, works for me. Lock it in. Oliveira Hart is the pick over the problem. All right, we're moving on up the fight card to we're going to lightweight now. One half of the lightweight semifinal is Claudio Pacella. He is from, I would say, Italy, right? Because a name like that, he is definitely from Italy, and I am correct. So we're got to say his name Italian. He's fighting Aleksandr Chizov, not from Italy. Aleksandr, no E in the end if you're sending him a postcard or something. Do people send postcards anymore? I doubt it. He's from Latvia. All right, 3 5 rounds. Let's break it down. The Latvian first. He's pretty boy. 11-3, 7 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. He owes his rounds. 2-2 in PFL. 1-2 over his last 3. 8-2 over his last 10. TKO win in his last bout. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, get all the good stuff. sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Try football at checkout. The bosses may have that code up there working still, and then you get 25% off. He's fed at 170, 3 inches taller than Pacella, 5-inch reach advantage. So he's giving me a much bigger man here. My dog agrees. Pacella is 6-2, with 3 knockouts. See, I got the dog on my mind. He has been knocked out once. 3-1 in PFL. He's won 3 straight in 405. He is a regional champ. He's fed at 145, 2 years younger than Chizov.
So this is one of those ones where, and we've talked about this in the past, where I clearly thought Chizov is going to be a big favorite here. Not only does he have the Russian sounding name, you mentioned the height advantage and all that kind of stuff. Like I was convinced, and people who I have in the know told me, no, obviously it's going to be Pacella as the favorite.
Topology says Topology agrees. 30% for Chizov.
Really? That's nuts to me. Because I mean, just watch these two fight, in my opinion. Like if Chizov is a dog or anywhere close to it, like he is maybe going to be one of my favorite plays of the weekend. Like he is, he's very fun, very fluid on his feet. When he comes forward and enters the pocket, he doesn't leave without throwing 3 or 4 punches to, he's like a big combination in the pocket kind of guy. He did have some small issues with range in his last fight. I noticed early before he was like closing the distance to land those 3 or 4, he was throwing like 2-punch combos and he was like 3 feet away from the guy he was, trying to hit. But like if he's gonna have problems with range, it's like better that he's too far away, right? Because he's like safe defensively. But then I watched Pacella and like he's got a lot of those similar issues with range, and like he's also a guy who sometimes like crashes into distance, which isn't good. He hunches forward. He's like one of those guys who like, I mentioned we already had a Latvian Keith Jardine last week.
Yes, and, we can't say that again.
This guy's not Keith Jardine like, but it like when he's throwing, he's like his head is too far forward. And like, it's I don't like where he keeps his arms in terms of his punches. They're like very low. They come almost from the shoulder, like Rock'em Sock'em Robot style. So like against a guy who's as fluid as Chizov is and as dangerous as Chizov is and as light on his feet as Chizov is, man, I don't really like the path to victory here for Pacella. So if we can get dog money on Chizov, like I definitely think that's the play in this one.
See, Gummy's doing old man references like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, so I feel at home here. So it's good. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, Chizov. Hopefully we get him for a very nice number too. It sounds like we could have a steal on our hands here. No one else knows. Don't tell anyone. Shh. Just get your money on it. MyBookie.ag. I mentioned them earlier, and we are brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet in football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. They have easy deposit and lightning fast payouts. Using crypto, they will have PFL lines up there, so check it out. And when you do head to mybookie.ag, make sure you sign up with our promo code MMA-SGPN. That way you get 100% bet back bonus up to $500. That's just for new customers. So it's mybookie.ag, promo code MMA-SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Novig. That's Novig, all one word. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. Let's get back in on the action at PFL Europe. Do you like this fight card? I forgot to ask you off the top. Is this a good card in your eyes?
Yeah. There's fighters who are fun to watch too. We're about to talk about one.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Dean Garnett. He is not Kevin Garnett, Dean Garnett, no relation. He is from England. Jan Ciepłowski, he is from Poland, not surprisingly. 3 5-minute rounds, 135. So the other half of the semifinals of the bantamweight tournament. Ciepłowski is 9-0, 2 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's 1-0 in PFL. He won his last bout via TKO. He's 2 inches taller than Garnett, an inch of reach over him. Garnett is 13-3-1, 3 knockouts, 5 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted twice. 1-1 in PFL. He's won 5 of 6, including his last bout. He's a regional champ. He's fed at 145. 2010 pro MMA debut. 1-0 in custom rules. So that could be anything. Who's to say what kind of rules they were? All right, go ahead.
I'm going to say Ciepłowski, a big favorite here. I think maybe he'll come in less than -300, but probably not much. So you're going to see like a -260, -275 on him. And I think he's the play here. Ciepłowski, this is actually fortuitous timing. We dedicated this episode to Yakimenko, right? Vitaly Yakimenko. Ciepłowski has a win over him. Just 2 fights ago.
Nice.
It's one of Yakimenko's couple of losses with Ciepłowski. And bottom line reason is just like he's so fast on the feet. He does a really good job of people who plod forward. He rips their legs repeatedly, makes it really hard for them to walk, just basically wears them down. And, for me, I think that's going to play really well against Dean Garnett. Dean Garnett, real big plodding guy. We've seen him get absolutely jacked up in a couple of fights. We've seen him really struggle with guys who are tough and fast. Like he fought the Magrizla last time out. The Magrizla is a dude who's just, pretty damn tough and throws big volume and is out there to kind of get after you. And, Ciepłowski basically dealt with all of that and dealt with it all pretty easily. So I like that about him. Or Garnett dealt with that really poorly, rather. Not Ciepłowski dealt with that well, but Garnett dealt with that poorly, and Ciepłowski, I think, can mimic that. Now, Ciepłowski isn't going to mimic the wrestling that the Magrizla did to Garnett. I think that's going to be much harder for him to do, but I think on the feet, he's going to have enough success, and I don't really see Garnett getting his wrestling going. So give me Ciepłowski. Too fast, too quick, too easy to mimic the Magrizla.
I love you keep dropping the Magrizla.
Well, you remember, so for people who don't know, his nickname's the Magrizla. It's Louis McGrillen Evans.
Yeah.
Actually, I think he just goes by Louis McGrillen next. I think he dropped the Evans, but regardless, he goes by the nickname the Magrizla, and it's way better than saying his three name name.
And it sounds like some McDonald's offering in some country. Not North America.
Yes. Did you check the Magrizla? Yeah. No, it might be in Canada. You could get a Magrizla up in Canada.
maybe. They have a McVeggie now. Finally, they've come around and said, hey, maybe we should have a veggie burger. Anyhow, we are going to the last tournament fight on the card. That's the 155 belt. We were talking about KFC last or 2 episodes ago. Now we're talking about McDonald's. So we're bad influences for these people. Don't eat that junk, people. All right, 155. That would be lightweight. This is the other semifinals. Connor Hughes from England. Gino van Steenis, a familiar last name. He is from Spain, right? Yes. 3 5-minute rounds. Let's break her down with Van Steenis first, the Ghost Assassin. 6-1, 2 knockouts, 1 submission. He's never been finished in any fight. 1-0 PFL. He is 1-2 straight. He's a regional champ. He's fighter 170. 0-1 is pro kickboxer. 2 inches of height over Hughes, an inch of reach advantage. And he's the brother of Costello, correct?
Correct. Yes.
All right. Hughes, 11-2, 5 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out once. 4-2 in PFL. He's won 4-5 TKO win in his last bout. So short resume for him. And that's all I got.
All right, I'm gonna go Connor Hughes. I think he's gonna be a big favorite. Not maybe as big as Ciepłowski was. My guess is like the -225 kind of range. I think the big piece for me is just like if you watch, he's got 2 losses. One is to Dylan Tuke. That fight happened kind of a long time ago, so I don't really even consider that to be current modern Connor Hughes here. And then the one he lost recently was to Jakub Kashuba. That was in the PFL Europe finals for the lightweight. I can't remember who it was last year or 2 years ago because Kashuba's won it 2 times in a row. But like in that fight, Connor Hughes had like a lot of success in there. Like, I mean, he grappled with Kashuba. He stuffed Kashuba's takedowns. He backed up Kashuba for quite a bit of the beginning of that fight. And with sort of as tough as Kashuba has been and as tough it's really like a nice loss for Connor Hughes. If there is such a thing, obviously losing sucks, but like, it's a good loss for him. So I like all of those things about Connor Hughes. And then with Van Steenis, like I watched a little bit of his fights. There's times where he gets like overly confident in what he's able to do on the feet, and he like blitzes forward. And on the blitz, he just looks like very hittable, and it hasn't cost him too much, recently, or hasn't cost him too much in recent fights. But it's just got like that vibe of where you're like, man, that just run him into the right guy, and he is going to eat a mean counter on one of these, terrible blitzes he goes. And like it seems like the defense in general is maybe not a priority for him. He definitely blitzes like that because he also wants it to set up his wrestling. As I mentioned, with Connor Hughes having stuffed Kashuba the way he did, like I don't really worry about the wrestling of Gino Van Steenis. Like I don't think it is Kashuba level. There's a title for you, Kashuba level.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think his wrestling is Kashuba level. So as a result, like I kind of expect Hughes to stuff it the same way. And Kashuba did get some wrestling going later in that fight, but it was really after he wore down Hughes. So, I think as long as Hughes stuff some of those early takedowns, you're going to see him land on his counters. You're going to see him be the faster fighter. And I think he's going to win this fight on the feet. So give me Connor Hughes in this one.
All right. And who's going to win the tournament now? Now you pick the winners for all of it. Who's going to win both sides of the tournament? Do you remember who you picked or still?
Yeah. So if this goes exactly the way that I predicted, we'll get Chizov versus Hughes. We'll get Ciepłowski versus Oliveira. I think I'd take the two we just talked about. I think I'd take Connor Hughes and Ciepłowski. Both of them just being kind of a little sharper on the feet. I do like Gustavo Oliveira down at bantamweight, but I think like Ciepłowski is maybe just like a little bit more of a complete package. And meanwhile, like I think Hughes is just like he's really a good all around fighter. I think that helps against Chizov there too. So,
and what do they get? Is it $250,000, 100,000 euros? Do we even know at this point?
I think it's 100K American.
Okay.
But whatever. Cool. Yeah.
All right. And what do you say, Hughes? What were you hoping to get him at?
I think negative 225 is probably what we're looking at.
All right. Got it. All right. We are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is a great place to play fantasy pick'em. That way you can win up to 500 times your entry. You will, because we're going to give you winning place. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. It's available for a ton of sports. Gumby will give you an example of a winning play right now for some sport.
Yeah, let's go Sunday Night Baseball. The Red Sox are going to be playing the Rays tonight. This should be in your ears by then. And, of course, you all listen the second it drops. Let's go Joe Boyle, higher than on the strikeouts. Underdog's got him projected right now for 4.5. He's had 5 in 3 of his last 4. The Red Sox strike out a boatload. So give me the higher than on Joe Boyle's strikeouts.
All right. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Just play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMASGPN. And Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm is off to a great start in college football and the NFL. Rhythm has introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Do you have a play for the people, Gumby?
Oh, God.
Monday Night Football, maybe?
Yeah. Do you know what we need? We need Gumby with more NFL plays.
Football.
That's something we don't do enough of. By the way, check out SGPN's website because now I'm doing NFL previews each and every day. So make sure you check those out. I'm going to take the Ravens minus 4.5 against the Lions on Monday. The Lions, nice bounce back win, but they beat the Bears. I don't know if that means anything. Meanwhile, the Ravens have looked good in both games, even though they blew that Bills game in week 1. So I'll take the Ravens, given the points.
All right. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. All right, we're to our main event. Amin Ayoub, he is from France. He's fighting Donovan Desmae. He is from, I want to say,
Belgium.
Germany. Belgium. This is a feature bout, 3 5-minute rounds, 155. We'll tell you about Desmae first. Vegas is the nickname, 19-10. 9 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times. This is his debut in PFL. He's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 2 straight, and he's gone 5 and 3 over his last 8. He's not fought since June 2024. He is a regional champ. He's fought at 145 and 170. 2012 pro MMA debut. 0-1 is in bare knuckle fighting. 4 inches of reach over Ayoub. Ayoub is fierceness, is his nickname. He's 25-5, 7 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's never been finished in a fight. Durable. This is his debut as well in PFL. He's won 9 straight fights, TKO win in his last bout. He last lost about September 2021. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. I think it's decent promotions too, right? UAE, maybe Aries.
Ayoub. Definitely fought Aries. I remember him there.
Maybe not UAE, but Aries for sure. Used to fight at 145 and 170. 2014 pro MMA debut. 0-1-1 as a pro grappler. 4 years younger than Desmae.
Yeah, we're going to close with another favorite here. I'll take him in Ayoub. My guess, he's probably bigger than the other 2 favorites we mentioned. Probably like the 300, 325 kind of range. And I have my hesitations on Ayoub, and I think I've maybe even tried to convince myself to take Desmae. We did an interview a really long time ago, and I liked Donovan Desmae back when he was just on the regional scene in Belgium. There was a Belgian promotion starting up, and I did some promo work for him. They only lasted, I think, 4 events, but I did some promo work for him and interviewed Donovan Desmae way back when. So I think I was looking for a reason to pick him. But the bottom line is despite my hesitations on Ayoub, which basically center around the fact that his wrestling isn't that great. If you go back and watch his fight with Amato slams him early in that one. Also in general, he seems to have slower output than I would really like. I just wish he would go for more volume because his boxing is sharp and it's really crisp, but he doesn't. He's super patient and maybe even to a fault. But despite all those reservations I have about him, I really just think Desmae is a really great matchup for Ayoub. Ayoub, like I said, has issues with volume. Desmae gets in your face no matter what and forces you to throw with volume. He doesn't really have a wrestling game he wants to go to very often, or at least not one that I think could beat Ayoub with it. You're going to get a striking match. You're going to get a guy who's a little bit reckless and is okay to hit. You're going to get a guy who pushes forward and kind of makes Ayoub throw with the volume that usually costs him fights, or at least, puts him behind in fights at times and makes him work. For all those reasons, I like Ayoub here. And I imagine the books will too. Like you said, he's fought for big promotions. They're going to like him.
What number did you say?
I think over 300. I would guess.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not going to be great. But you can roll him, Hughes, and Ciepłowski into a parlay or something. That might be the way to, cap off this card. If those underdogs in the front aren't barking, you might be able to make up some ground on a big favorites parlay to close it.
All right, let's recap what he's got and get some more bonus plays for him. You got to pay attention to those because he hits on those usually too.
I forgot to mention we went 6 of 6 on lightning round plays last week, or no, 5 of 5 because one guy dropped out. So 5 of 5 on lightning round plays.
Nice. He's got Ayoub. He's got Hughes. He has got Ciepłowski. He has got Chizov. He has got Oliveira. Now, speaking of the aforementioned lightning round, Zap Bam Boom Pow. Let's keep the streak alive.
Yeah, so the first one I'm going to take is Mark Ewan. Mark Ewan is a Scottish fighter. He's pretty damn good. I really like his work on the ground. He did lose to Chizov, which obviously is a little bit of a setback. But he's fighting a guy named Sebastian DeFranco, who I was bigger on before he started in this PFL Europe tournament, but he didn't look good in the first round. So I like Mark Ewan's ground game to sort of take over there. And then I'm going to take a fighter who's 0-0. I'm going to take Kaya O'Sullivan, and I'm pretty sure I'm saying Kaya's name wrong because she's Irish. It's Kiya, but it's Irish, so you got to imagine it's like Mike. It's just it's
exactly.
not even close.
It's so funny. It's
true. The pronunciation on Irish names. Somebody help me if I badly slaughtered that. 'Cause I'll never forget Neve Kinahan.
Right.
Because Niamh is Neve, and it threw me for a little.
Obviously.
Anyway. Yeah, Kaya O'Sullivan, though, 0-0. She's making her pro debut on this card, but she absolutely put together an amazing resume in IMMAF. She was I'm pretty sure, world champion in IMMAF. She had been to the finals in a previous year, or at least deep into the tournament a previous year. She put together a really nice amateur career. So this is a fun Irish prospect to see finally turning pro at flyweight. So once again, that's O'Sullivan and Ewan are my 2 lightning round plays.
All right, now you're all set for PFL Europe. We'll be in the Discord, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Discord. We shall be in YouTube, of course, MMA Gambling Podcast. Twitter is SGPN MMA. He's at Gamble, and I'm at Jeff Fox Writer on the old Twitter X. I am at Jeff Fox Writer on the Instagram. Check out my Substack. Up and running always, but the pick'em contest for the UFC will be up and running again this week because UFC is back, baby. So that would be moneymma.substack.com. Gubby's got another podcast, Top Turtle MMA podcast. Who is on this lovely show this week?
Well, speaking of the UFC coming back, we got two fighters fighting down in Perth, both of them from Australia. We got Colby Thickness and Jonathan McAuliffe, who are both on that fight card.
All right, check it out, Top Turtle, wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, we're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We'll be back tomorrow with more PFL action. Is it my turn to say goodbye, Gumby, or is it your turn to say goodbye?
I can do it. I'm Dana Gumby Freeland. He's Fierceness, Jeff Fox. And we will see you tomorrow.